When people can pass through, we call it a door. When people can't pass through, it's called a gap. So, when two pipes meet, and there's such a big gap, what should we do? In industrial work, as long as we weld it properly, the pipe fitter doesn't need to cut and fit another joint. So, how do we weld a large gap? Sometimes the gap is so wide that even a rebar could fit through it, but if it's too big to insert rebar, let's talk about how to weld it. First, let's look at our diagram. At the start, tack on the left a little, then on the right a little, so the distance gradually becomes smaller. When the gap becomes narrower, what technique do we use? We use the crescent weave. Watch the electrode closely, move side to side, and weld it in. Now, look at the molten pool clearly. This is called tack welding the root. At the start, tack on the left, stop. Tack on the right, stop. The gap slowly gets smaller, and you'll see a molten pool forming in the center. Once that molten pool forms, guide the filler wire with the electrode. Weave side to side, pause slightly on both sides, and feed filler wire at the edges. This way, you can weld the root pass securely. But remember, when welding a large gap, the current should not be too high. The filler wire must follow the electrode. Pause slightly on both sides, and in the middle, keep the bead continuous without breaking. This is the process of root tack welding, or the same method for root pass welding. For even larger gaps, the filler wire must follow the electrode, weaving side to side. Never use the zigzag method. If you zigzag too densely, the temperature rises too high, and convection defects can occur. For this kind of situation, you must use the crescent weave for welding and operation. Finally, when finishing the arc, bring the electrode tip slightly to one side. That's how you close the arc properly. And that's the technique of root tack welding for large gaps. See that? When closing the arc, just move the tip to one side. If you've learned something, my friends, tap that like button, share, and save. Thanks for the support, Weldmaster India.